Wow, so they're going to Stan's house and they're going to have some dinner and they're going to cut some tomatoes together. Where have I seen that before?
Do you mind? What would you slice the garlic? Very thin.
Well, you better dice carefully. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for Gen V. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode. This is for Season 2, Episode 6, titled Cooking Lessons. So, another week, another episode of Gen V, another great one too. This was a great episode. Really enjoyed this one. We got to see a lot of things go on, and instantly when the episode started, I was like, oh shit, okay, so the episode already started crazy. You've got basically the opening where they're escaping from the prison, and they're trying to find their way out of there, basically, and the alarm is going off, and all that shit, and basically you got Annabeth that is kind of afraid because of what's, kind of going down, of course, and she's not really used to all this. She's just shocked that she's even alive, stuff like that. And she doesn't really know how to react to anything like that at all, really. So they basically make their way out of the prison. They escape out of there. And as they even said, they were like, yeah, there's no way. Like, it's too easy, And that's what I was thinking the whole opening scene. I was like, okay, there's no way that this is just how it's going. But they get in one of the vans, and they hightail it out of there, and you get the intro, the title that plays. And I was like, damn, they actually got out of there. But not before Sam comes to their rescue, which I thought was awesome. And that was great, honestly, to see Sam. I did not expect to see him. When he popped up, I was like, oh shit, Sam is here. Let's freaking go. So they obviously kind of gave him, a bit of a purpose. I was kind of wondering, I was like, okay, like, when is Sam going to come into the main plot? You know what I'm saying? So that was a great reveal there as he came in and helped them out. And Sam goes with them, basically. So they flee, they have to get out of the area. And you have Annabeth that's basically saying, like, no, like, we can't go, you know what I mean? And they're talking about maybe potentially going to Canada, which, hey, and then she's like, no, it's a foreign country. And you got Emma, it's like, it's Canada, So, anyway, so Annabeth is scared about that. I find that funny because they filmed the entirety of Gen V and The Boys in Canada, so that's kind of a funny thing. Hey, I take that in pride, you know what I'm saying? I take pride in saying that The Boys franchise films in Canada, so that's great. But anyway, they're on their way there, at least that's their idea. And then they stop in this, abandoned, car dealer, place or whatever, and, anyway, when they go in there, they kind of are, trying to kind of find a way to get to safety, trying to find a way to kind of get, safe and all that. You have a few interactions between some of the characters. You get Marie and Annabeth, who Annabeth is kind of afraid of her. She doesn't really know how to react to her, you know what I mean? She kind of used it as Marie kind of ruined her life and what it could have been, but at the same time, she saved her, so she doesn't really know what's going on, but she still considers Marie a monster, which I thought was, kind of sad because, for Marie, I mean, I get why she would be afraid of Marie, obviously for obvious circumstances, but at the same time, I was like, man, that's tough, man. Like, I felt really bad for both sides because I get both perspectives. I do. And then, of course, we also have Jordan. Jordan, obviously, and Marie have a, catching up moment. That was nice. We have Emma. She's, trying to get herself together. She has an interaction with Sam. They kind of try to get back together in this one. You kind of can tell Sam tries, to get back with Emma, but it doesn't really work. She kind of feels like maybe it's not a good idea. He kind of gets a little jealous when he sees that she's potentially dating that other guy and, God, you and stuff. He's kind of like, oh, who's that? And then he's like, well, maybe you should send him a message, So you can tell it's kind of bothering Sam. But it seems like Emma and Sam are not going to be together. It seems like they're just going to kind of, do their own thing based off what I'm seeing at least. But Sam's with our group, which I thought was great. So now we get that massive freaking Kratos looking dude that comes in that finds these kids obviously here. And it's the guy that Maria was beating up in training. Well, he was beating her up, but he basically finds them and, he fucks them all up. I mean, Sam literally takes a beating. Marie gets pushed back. Emma's trying to get big so that maybe she can just take him and defeat him. And she's like, here, Kate, say something nice about me, And she's like, I don't know, what? And she's like, fuck you. So that was great. I like how Kate can't even bring it into herself to just at least say something nice about Emma. She's like, quick, say something nice about me. She's like, what? I don't know. Fuck you. So, love it. That was great. And then obviously, you know, he goes down, but not before you get Zoe that comes in. So I was kind of wondering, I was like, Newman's daughter from the original show, Zoe, what the hell? What is going on here? And she came up to this guy with that big smile that she always has, and then the fucking shit came out of her mouth like a damn horror movie, and she frickin' strangled him, and blood went everywhere, and she killed, I'm gonna call him Kratos. So, yeah, really crazy moment there, and she takes him down, basically, and then you're kind of like, wait, why is Zoe here? Like, you know, Newman's dead, obviously, at the end of season 4 of the original show. What's going on? And then you see the goat standing behind her. You see Stan Edgar returns. So we finally got Stan Edgar back on the show. I was wondering when we were going to see Stan because I knew he was in this season. Because of the damn trailers that keep telling us every freaking cameo there is. But that was a great return. That was awesome. He has like a whole new outfit going on. He's got the slick back hair, you know what I'm saying? He looks sick, I ain't gonna lie. And he's, you know, standing there and he's like, yeah, like, I was actually trying to find you, Marie, you know? He's like, what could you possibly need me for, you know? And they bring them down to this, like, kind of underground, 90 feet deep, you know, bunker that he has, where he kind of, you know, brings them in and lets them stay there overnight and stuff like that and explains to them everything that he's trying to do and fighting back against Vought. And, you know, honestly, seeing his new crib, I gotta say, I was like, damn, Stan, like, you're doing pretty good for losing your daughter, you know what I'm saying, looking after your granddaughter, which he does know about, by the way, if you're curious, he does know. Now, my guess is with this, I have two guesses, I have two predictions here. One is that I think he already knows about Victoria Newman because they're going to show his reaction to that in the original show, which makes sense because that's original show material. So I get that they didn't show that. But the other thing is, his compound that we see, the location that he's at, I have a small theory about where Stan's at right now, and I want to get y'all's thoughts on this. I actually think that that is where the boys are at. I think that's where they're at in Season 5. I think that's their new headquarters because they're obviously trying to stay in hiding. They're going to have to once they get out of the, you know, confinement that they're in. I think Stan recruits our crew in Season 5, and that's where they're being held. Just a theory, but it's one that I figured I'd put out there. I think that our crew, by this point in Gen V, is out doing other things in the Season 5 timeline. And I think that where Stan is at, I think is the new headquarters for our crew. Like, I think Frenchie frickin' snorted some coke in there before. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I swear, I think that's where our crew is at post them getting out of that, you know, predicament that they were in at the end of Season 4. I think Stan helps them. Hell, maybe he's the reason they get out, and then he brings them there. And I think that right now, the boys are out on a mission. I think that's what's going on. And while they're out on a mission, Stan was like, you know what? I'm going to go get Marie from Godolkin and her crew, and we're going to bring this thing together, which is what I think Season 5 is going to be all about, is bringing the characters together. I think they're all going to be in Season 5. I think that's all how this is going to kind of go for the final season of The Boys, and et cetera, et cetera. That's exactly what I think is going to go down. So, anyway, it's just a small theory, but I liked his new crib. I thought that was really cool. So, we do learn a few things. We did see a few scenes between Cypher and obviously Andre's, you know, father. They're kind of, you know, fighting between them and stuff like that. It gets pretty insane. He actually even gets to a point where he controls the guy's mind, and then obviously, you know, they kind of fight it out back and forth. I like how he can just, you know, move his hand like this, and that's considered slapping him, you know. I thought that was great as well. And then obviously, he pushes him out the window, but Cypher gets away. So, I mean, obviously plot armor, we gotta have him survive till the, you know, last 2 episodes, but I thought that was a really exciting sequence as well, too. So, we did learn a few things from Stan Edgar. We did learn a few things. One thing is that it sounds like Homelander might actually also be this Project Odessa. It sounds like Marie and Homelander are connected to the same thing. Also, they're starting to think that Thomas Godolkin is that, you know, burnt guy in that tank. And they say this to Stan in this episode. The part I don't think they got correctly is that, I think that is Thomas Godolkin in that tank. I think they got that part correctly. What they didn't get correctly is that Cypher, they believe maybe is just 100 years old. I don't think that's the case at all. I think that is Thomas Godolkin controlling a puppet, if you will, and Cypher is a puppet that he calls himself Cypher. And he's using the face of Dr. Gold from back in the 60s, right? That's where I think this is all going. Which is insane if that's what it is. But y'all have heard my theories on that before. But they go over, a minor piece of that, but they leave that major part out. And I think that's what's really going on there. But they kind of got it. They're on their way, of solving the case. So, also, small little thing, for any Breaking Bad fans, did you guys not geek out at the moment where, he's like, please, help me set the table. Can you eat with me? Can you chop the tomatoes, dice them up? I was like, okay, that just reminded me of Gus and Walter White in season 3, episode 11 of Breaking Bad. Those who know, you know. That shit was fucking nostalgia for me. I don't know what it is. It brought back that memory. If those who watch Breaking Bad, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, that was great. Love seeing Stan. I loved his cameo. He was in most of the episode, which I'm assuming he probably won't be in the other ones. But either way, I love seeing him. Stan was great. Seeing Zoe was great too. She friggin' sprouted, by the way, the little actress. I barely recognized her at first. And I was like, oh shit, that's Zoe. Damn. So she sprouted quite a bit. I ain't gonna lie. But, yeah, no, that was nuts. Really crazy to see them, and you can definitely tell they're merging to, season 5, which is awesome. And then at the end, you have Marie that's walking off, and you have Kate that kind of walks up to her, and she's like, Marie, help me, use my powers again, and it sounds like Marie's not going to do that. It sounds like Marie doesn't trust her yet to give her full-on powers back. So, that's insane. And that's where the episode ends. So, man, banger episode, genuinely. I had no issues with it. It was great. It was a great episode. The dialogue was great. The interactions was just fantastic. Honestly, they did a stellar job with this episode. So, I'm going to give it a perfect 10 out of 10. We got 2 episodes left, y'all, of Gen V. That is seriously insane. So, let me know where you guys are at on this episode. Did you enjoy the cameo, of course, of Stan Edgar? Did you enjoy seeing Zoe in this? And what do you guys think about some of the connections? What do you guys think about the Homelander lore? What do you think about, some of the interactions? Do you think Emma and Sam are going to get back together? What do you think of all this? Do you think Marie truly is going to, make it right with her sister? Do you think that Marie really is more powerful than Homelander? There's a lot of stuff going on in this show. I seriously want to, I want to applaud the writers because I did not like the first season of this show. And I have done nothing but compliment this second season. This second season has been, bar none, way more exciting than the first season in every way, shape, or form. And it's even getting to the point where I'm starting to say I might even like this more than The Boys Season 4. Not gonna lie. It's really fucking good. It's really good. So, let me know your thoughts. Post your comments down below, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for Gen V. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a straight fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.